Greetings, salutations, and other big words. My name's Ethan. My handle is Wrangler. Welcome to Frequency Studios. We got another weekly wing it going on, and to start off tonight, the guy who made that awesome intro that plays us in, James Esparza. James, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good tonight. I had a day off from work. It's been very restful. I could have got a lot more writing done, but nonetheless, I just recently finished a short story for my World Without End monthly short story releases on Substack. You can find that at worldwithoutendlore.substack.com. It's in beta phase right now. Again, the beta readers looking at it, and then I got a editor lined up. I'm going to shoot the story to, and I can't wait to share this one with you. It's going to be really great. It's there's zombies in this one, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to want to watch some zombie action. I don't want to speak too much on.
Yeah, trying to avoid spoilers. That's the tough part. Is like, do I want to spoil it? But I'm so excited to talk about this.
Right?
Like,
Yeah.
You end up like, where can I dance that line?
It's definitely one of the more action-packed stories. That's for sure. And we have Maji here too.
Yes, and if I'm not mistaken, you got a voice project going on together.
Yes, she is.
Can we talk about that? I should.
Yeah.
First. Okay.
It's going to be in the works for a while. Because I'm pretty swamped right now. But she recently finished recording for one of my short stories, Glimmerly. I'm
looking forward to that one.
In mind. Yeah, well, it's already released, so people can check out Glimmerly. That one's also on the Substack. I believe that was the latest. No, it was second to the latest release. I'm so swamped in short stories. It's hard to remember which order they all come in, but they're all fun to make and fun to explore and very diverse.
No, but Glimmerleaf has caught my attention. So when I'm able to actually get to reading through, I mean, I'm halfway through. I'm still halfway through. I can't remember the name of it. The adventurer that's kind of a loser but
yes, the Misadventures of Joseph McGuire.
Yes, I'm still only. I kind of went halfway through that like a month ago, and I kind of stopped there. And I've been working on the manuscript, and it's one of those things that I got so much I want to read once I'm done doing my own tweaking and fine tuning. To which Gino is like proving to be invaluable. I mean, the help he's given me already is just awesome. But once I get that pretty much done and I can stop looking through it on a daily basis, I'm going to get into some reading, and your stuff is definitely in that list. Actually, what's nice about your stuff is like if I'm going through a novel or two, that takes a while to get through. But sometimes if I want to break, you have short stories, something I can go read in about in under an hour.
Yeah, between 6,000 and I believe it's 11,000 words, 11,000-ish words, roughly where most of my story has been landing lately.
Yeah, it's about 34 pages on my word processor.
Roughly, yeah.
Yeah, but for the size font and format I'm using, it's like my short story that was 11,400 words was at 34 pages.
Not bad. What was your short story about?
New World Detectives: The Legend of Shalar.
Oh, it's all finished, ready to go?
For the most part, I should probably go through and give it another polish, but that pales in comparison to the Shalar works that Maji has been conjuring for us all.
All right. You're muted, Maji, if you've been speaking. Probably has some mic issues, possibly.
No, I'm here.
He's here. There she is.
You sound exhausted. Are they you doing them rotating shifts again?
Yeah. It my body. Yeah.
Your brain's working okay?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Over in the chat, Guilty Gearhead has joined us. How's it going, Guilty? He says, "Good evening, everyone." And as non-verbal as Maji seems to be at the moment, she is still going good on the keyboard because she was coherent enough to write that before I even noticed he was in there.
Right?
AS Bernard's also joined us. How you doing, AS?
Evening. Hello, sir.
Readout. Maji.exe and error 404.
Oh, lovely.
Where's readout?
He's right there on the screen. I don't know if he's going to be able to make it on or not. Hopefully he can.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Luckily, I got most of tomorrow off as well. I got work
Oh,
in the late
nice.
afternoon. I too am pulling a late shift tomorrow, but mine are only like 4 hours.
Chill, kid. Good to
There
see
he
you,
is.
man.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Readout says, I strike when you least expect it. Well, he's got the link to jump in here, so he's just going to pop up out of nowhere.
Right? Out of nowhere, like a genie in a bottle.
A historical one.
Yeah. A genie just comes out to correct you on all your some of your historical facts. History is quite large.
Yeah. Imagine how much bigger it's gotten because, I mean, you look at all the history. You could, even for someone who's like truly appreciates history for what it is, has an enthusiasm for it, like Readout, he can only study so much. That's why he keeps to a particular area of expertise. Well, he certainly seems to keep up on other stuff as well, but there's so much you can only, and that's history. Now just look at modern day. Go ahead, try and watch everything on YouTube. There's probably more hours of stuff on YouTube than multiple lifetimes worth of longevity. So it's like you can't even, and that's just YouTube, not even counting all the other platforms. So go ahead, try and read the internet.
Most of that crap I wouldn't want to watch.
But the point is, there's so much information to be garnered. It's like overwhelming. It's like you cannot possibly keep tabs on all of it.
Yeah, there is, and there's more every single day.
Kahuna, get in here. We need your Kahuna awesomeness.
Yes, he says, "Hey y'all, I'm on my way home. How's your Monday?" I did send him a link, so when he gets home, hopefully he'll hop in here and give us the Macho Man talk. He does the best freaking wrestler hype voice.
I know he does.
Yeah. We got one heck of a crew going on there in the Gilded. Lots of creators working on a lot of different things. It's really exciting to see who's working on what and what they're going to produce next. The Iron Age truly is an age of its own that continuously grows.
Well, here's the thing. In the past year since it's developed, I'm seeing a lot more professional level stuff.
I think it's kind of weird. Maybe a lot of indies popping up made the pros who are sick of their overlords say, "Wait a minute, I can do the indie thing too," which is awesome. Not only
that, but the indies are evolving. They're taking it like, "Hey, our freaking competition's sitting on their asses with picket signs right now. Yep. Now's our chance to develop and get seen."
Oh yeah.
Very true, very true. And even on the back end, there's probably a lot of companies that are desperate for work, or a lot of people who are even getting laid off because of the current strike. For different adjacent corporations that kind of rely on them a bit. And you're gonna have a lot of creators out there, hungry and capable and self-assured. So it's going to be interesting to see what comes next.
I mean, I am so torn on that strike. On one hand, it's like, yes, competition, please eliminate yourselves. I'm fine with that. On the other hand, my niece does costume design for sets, and now she's lost a lot because all her work is gone.
Send her towards Missouri. That Missouri guy, he was looking for prop designers.
I don't know if she did prop design. She did the costume design.
Yeah, but send her to
I guess there's some crossover there.
Yeah, some like leather belts and stuff. It's interesting, yeah.
But I mean, a lot of times we think, oh, these big Hollywood millionaires, they're fine, but it's really all the stagehands, the actual workers that are getting screwed.
Yeah, the average folk that work, it's kind of like the ones that just keep it afloat, keep it going, and now they're all out of the job too. Yeah,
She could always make costumes and post them on Amazon.
This is
Cosplayers
true.
pay a ton of money for that stuff.
I did look
Hmm.
into, cosplay items, and there's a lot of stuff on the market out there, and there's a lot of stuff that isn't on the market that people might be looking for.
Yeah, dude, cosplayers pay probably more for their costumes than costume designers because of how professional they want it looking. You would not
Very true.
believe how much
Fashion.
a single cosplay could easily equal up depending on the type.
Kahuna just said it best. You can be sad for her, and happy Hollywood is burning.
Yeah. It is
Just
sad to
an
see
idea.
how much average people are kind of just reliant on this single industry. That's that's a shame. But in a way, I suppose that's
That's what
what
happens when everything
every
gets centralized.
yeah, very true.
Yeah, I'm with you, Burner. When I joined the Gilded, I was number 79.
Let's see. Yeah,
Don't ask how I
I
remember that.
I don't remember how many were in there when I joined, but it was double digits. Now we're in triple digits, and it's still growing.
Yeah.
So it's amazing.
All you guys were already here when I got here.
But no, just the level of projects themselves is insane. The the indies are stepping it up. I'm almost embarrassed to release Shalar.
I
All the more
I
reason to
felt that
really.
way when I published mine, so it's natural. It's how could you not be nervous? I mean, this is a big deal. So I'm not saying to be nervous, but I mean I understand it. It's like you poured your heart and soul into this. I could tell just from the part I read. So I know that feeling that you're excited and apprehensive all at once. It can kind of drive you nuts.
Yeah, right now it's just the hurry up and wait. So can't really do. I made a couple of tweaks here and there, but I'm not doing any major changes until I get at least a couple of the betas feedback.
Chill Kid says there's 2 likes and 5 people watching. Yes, please hit the like button. Thank you, Chill Kid. Hit the like button,
Well,
share, subscribe. What's all that stuff that we're supposed to say? Ring somebody's bell, something like that. I don't know.
we're in John A. Douglas has got El Del Rosa on his show tonight.
That's freaking awesome.
I know, isn't it? I might pop over there so I could just get the link and then I'll come back on my phone and watch it later.
Yeah, what's everybody doing over in Wing It? They're watching somebody else's stream.
That's how it happens sometimes.
No,
Yeah, but
that's what we do clips for.
Yeah. But
not
it's
only that though, but that's just the ACW channel. Or well, AW. I hate being dyslexic. That's the crazy channel though. I mean, we'll just put a pause on things, go support somebody, and then get back to it.
Yep. Kahuna says you'll be reading more Shalar tonight as well. Cool.
Well, unfortunately, because of my oopsie, it looks like there might be 2 books.
2 books. You're gonna split it in half now?
Well, it was supposed to be an anthology collection of everyone,
Yeah.
but I went gung ho and didn't hit the pause button at 20K like we agreed, and I went to 60, almost 68K.
I'm
Oh
still
wow.
glad you
Yeah.
did.
You got
So
a
I kind of,
fantasy epic.
yeah, I kind of blew the
Word count out of
idea
the
out
water.
of the water.
Well, I think what you're proving is that you have what it takes to at least hit a high word count, which is not what a lot of people end up doing.
What do you mean by that, Kahuna? You and I will talk when you get on.
Oh, look, it's that one guy.
Hey,
real
it's our
white one.
historian.
How's the past? Is it coming to bite us yet?
The historian of
Oh, we're all
of
doomed.
the historian of all recorded time.
We are so far past. We are so far past saving our civilization. We're doomed. It's all over.
Oh, you're
like
you're
we're-
seeing the
we're past-
repeat of Rome.
We're beyond the
Yeah.
past coming to bite us. It's gnawing on our legs already.
On our legs, there is no leg. We are the knight in Monty Python, the Holy Grail, refusing to admit that we have been beaten.
No.
Well, it's only a flesh
there's
wound,
still
dude.
hope.
I'm fine.
Here's the one thing that we have compared to the other ages. We have internet, which allows us to unify. So there's still a little bit of hope. Not much, but some.
Oh, I was just gonna say this. We have hope in the Steeler defense because, damn, are they doing good after compared to last week? That's what I was watching the game.
Squirrel.
Squirrel.
Bernard says, thanks again for introducing me to Townsend Readout.
Oh, no problem. His stuff's pretty good. He has a really good YouTube channel. A lot of stuff about just like tidbits about 18th century life, particularly in America in the 18th century. So even if you don't shop from him, definitely watch his videos. Anybody who just has honestly, anybody who's looking for world building and wants inspiration of like 18th century North America, like lifestyle, check out Townsend's videos. The guy built a log cabin from scratch on his property. He has a whole line of clothing and cooking wear that are reproductions 18th century. So just for little tidbits, go check him out.
It's on YouTube?
Yes. Yeah.
Hey man, speaking of YouTube, your video of the bloody road was really well done.
Oh, thank you. That one was kind of one of those. I started working on it, and then I'm like, well, I'm on this project now, and I must finish it. That's my problem. When I start on a project, it might take me a long time to get started on a project, especially a college project. But once I get going, I am fully committed to seeing it come to pass.
I don't know how you're not more popular than you are on YouTube.
Oh, I know this guy. I seen a couple of his videos when I was into learning about cooking. Shit.
Yo, he does a lot of cooking videos, and I forget he has a live stream typically once a week. I forget what day it is. I want to almost say
this
it's
guy,
Fridays.
This guy taught me how to extract clay from the ground. I tried it in my backyard. It worked pretty well.
Uh-oh. Werner, don't say it, Tatum. You'll no. Read out, avert thy eyes.
Huh?
Oh, he's going to go Antietam this spring. Cool. It's a much better if you're a diehard historian like myself. It's a much better place to explore than Gettysburg. Don't get me wrong, I love Gettysburg. I go to vacation in Gettysburg, but Antietam, there's no crowds. You have the battlefield to yourself. Even if it's the anniversary day, it's because it's just the battlefield. The town of Sharpsburg, Maryland is smart. They got a variety of ordinances set up to keep that town from like having urban sprawl. There are no chain restaurants. There are no chain hotels. There's no chain anything. And it will not happen as long as the town stays to their,
nice.
I guess, as long as they stay to their troop. I don't know what I was going to say.
I swear I've seen this guy in a box of my Quaker Oats.
I want to go to.
You might have.
I want to go to the Fort Wilderness State Park area.
I want to go anywhere.
Don't we feel that, James?
You might want to be a little bit more picky, James, just slightly. There's a few places you might
anywhere nice.
Anywhere but SoCal cities.
Yeah, I'd avoid those. I do avoid those.
Yeah, Vlogging for History a while ago, he went to Antietam when History Underground went to Antietam, and they both kind of tag team the score of videos. So History Underground focused on the Confederate perspective, where Vlogging for History did more of the Union side videos. But he just did a whole omnibus of all of his Antietam videos. I'm replying to A.S. Burnett's most recent comment. I've not gone crazy, I promise. Not yet.
No, I got what you were saying.
A channel dedicated to exploring the 18th century lifestyle. That just sounds really cool. Now, how many skills that he's going to demonstrate are kind of lost on most people, and that used to just be everybody knew how to do this just by default.
And I watched a lot of them, and it's been interesting because, like I said, I've been learning recipes. And what I learned is back then, something that we'd all think would be, we'd come to the conclusion rather easily, is a lot of the food they ate was very easy to prepare. It only had a handful of ingredients. I thought, hey, you know what? Let's give it a try. And you can make a lot. And well, looking into it, I found out that there's just a lot of common skills that kind of just branched off each other, but it took a lot of elbow grease to get shit done.
I will say about Townsend, if you do purchase from his items are great if you're just looking for a particular item. That being said, if you're a diehard living historian like yours truly, some stuff may not be up to par, but that's for anything of 18th century. You can't do it from a catalog. You can't catalog order because everything was made to fit a individual. It was tailor fit a lot of his stuff. So that's the pros and cons. If you're getting into living history, particularly 18th century, his stuff's good if you're like needed an item, like, oh, I need a shirt. Oh, I need a spoon. Oh, I need something. So I bought stuff from Townsend, and his stuff is probably he has the benchmark for 18th century reproduced items. That being said, if you want to go out and truly be one of us,
be yourself,
one of us, get ready for a lot of poking fingers with needles and thread.
When you said we were all doomed, Chill Kid earlier posted, if that's the case, enjoy as much Chill Kid as possible while it crumbles.
Absolutely.
Or, you could find some traditional items out there in the woods that try to mimic the sounds that your machine makes, and then you can continue to be Chill Kid amongst one of them.
Read out, young man, do I need to force you to feel happy kahunas? That does not sound very nice.
I don't know if forcing kahunas upon me is going to make me happy.
I don't know what he means by feeling happy
that.
kahunas. That does not sound...
I believe your intentions are good, but you might want to reword that.
Yeah. Is that going to be the new slang? I'll check out the kahunas on her.
I guess it is. Knowing him.
Sometimes.
On Tatum.
Add more nutmeg.
Very common.
Ragnar Virillion, a.k.a. Black Knight.
On low.
Stormcrow, what's up, man?
Hey, Storm.
Gentlemen and woman.
What's up? Rick Flag.
Well, before anything else, how has your all days gone?
Lazy, but nice. I had a very productive week as a whole.
There you go. Wrangler.
Hello.
Howdy, howdy. How did school go today?
School was good. It was the day before I got to school, though. That was, sir. All right. I'm not gonna be family friendly right now, but I had to say it.
We're gonna go into it that quick tonight.
We're going in.
I got buck fucked by the sun today.
Oh, I did it all over the weekend.
What was that? Some kind of nasty solar flare? By the sun, as in, it was because it's really hot?
Yes.
Well, you're in Florida. That's just daily life.
No, but today was very special because, I was dealing with the bounce houses. Giant mountains of black plastic. All right.
Yeah. That's going to absorb and hold a little bit of heat.
Oh, that's painful.
It is very painful, sir. It is very painful indeed. All right. I have calluses thanks to those fucking houses. They give me money, but they hurt.
Yeah.
Chill Kid asks, can he teach how to make colonial clothing? Does he do that readout? Does he do tailoring?
He should. Again, he has like a full line of of period clothing. Now I forget. I know he did at least one clothing video. But, I mean, he predominantly more focuses on cooking and like home and frontiering.
Yeah, I watched a ton of the cooking videos, and in a way, it kind of helped me with research, even though it's like old school stuff, in the field stuff without any modern technology. It helped me with
appeared and
my
disappeared.
research, which I did for space age stuff.
Space.
Yep.
You know, I'm still waiting for the Anitsa cooking book, sir. You keep teasing me about it, but I still have yet to see Captain Anitsa with a cooking book. So,
It's coming. It's coming.
Howdy,
That
guys.
is
How's it going?
Hey man, your poor
Howdy.
man dumpling recipe you sent me was so good. I can't pronounce it in your language.
There's that woo.
There we go.
Now tell us, Kahuna,
Yeah, what's up?
what do happy Kahunas feel like?
Mm.
What you commented said you were going to make them feel happy Kahunas.
Warm, large, gravity defying? No. No. I just like to use the plural because it makes people question what a kahuna actually is. It's a good time, though. And read out. The world's not ending, man. Elliot, we'll be just fine. You'll be good, promise.
Oh, the world's not
No,
ending.
no, we won't.
But
That's
current
like
government structures may be.
Yeah,
imploding.
I'm looking at it and I'm thinking that's not a bad thing.
Dude, stop.
No, but
Stop.
it's going to be very
That's not a good thing,
painful,
the world
and we
not
could
ending.
have it easy if people just had basic common knowledge. But apparently, people reject basic common knowledge, so we have to do it the hard way.
I don't
Well, I
reject
just
it.
dropped
I've
that link
rejected
in the
them.
chat, by the way.
Look
the,
at it this
clothing
way.
line.
Look at it this way. If something happens, if certain shits hit the fan, we will all see a lot of idiots. Basically, I mean, they will go full cannibal mode at a certain point. So,
Sir.
I don't know if I
Hold
could be
on.
that hungry.
Sir, no.
Freaking
Hold
pick
on,
it
hold on,
through an
sir.
interception. Sorry.
Black
the
Knight,
inner
Black Knight,
user's
Black
going
Knight.
out.
Sir, are you telling me that possibly, hopefully, maybe not so, legally
go.
speaking, we could possibly have a good old-fashioned purge, a la Papa Stalin, perhaps, and they will all cannibalize each other?
no, it will be quite
Stormcrow,
disorganized.
Yeah.
Quite disorganized. It may start organized, but it's not nothing. that
It'll
these
devolve
people
quickly.
They can't.
be
They think they can control stuff they can't control because they have compared to the so-called elites from back in the day, they have
Yeah,
degenerated.
guilty gearheads, right? This is all in Minecraft theories.
Yeah.
You know what needs
Yeah,
purged?
yeah,
The entire
Minecraft.
Steeler offensive line. That's what needs purged.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah,
Yeah, you do
definitely
that.
do not
save
want people to die. I definitely do not want people to die in Minecraft. because I love
Stormcrow,
human
calm down.
life.
You're Stormcrow. We don't believe you. You're making it worse.
No, I don't know what you mean. I love human life. I respect it. It is a very valuable thing. We should all strive for a world of peace and harmony and love.
Yep. I
Yeah.
never said anything about humans.
Did somebody give him a white pill
didn't say anything
suppository?
about humans.
What was that?
I said, did somebody give you a white pill suppository?
Oh, I think Kilkit is suggesting you guys enjoy the Kahuna white pill. Oh wait, that sounds bad too.
Man, you really have
No,
a
no, no,
strange
no.
way of wording things.
It's like
You
we
think
don't
that
do
well-meaning.
phrasing anymore. Holy
You
smokes.
see that beautiful photo there? I have ascended. I now a live action crow on a perch with the moon on my beak. You can't see it because the photo's not that good, but I'm already in chats with Mr. Neutron War to take this photo and draw me up a picture for Christmas, hopefully.
Hell
Really?
yeah. There you go, man.
Yep.
Sweetness.
Man, that guy's going to be so freaking busy.
I am sick to fucking death of all of you being like, yeah, so I got him to make a book cover and art for my book. And like, oh, okay, yeah, make me feel fucking poor. Okay, fine. You know what? I'll make my own Neutron Boar art. I'll get him to do it. How about them apples?
No. We don't say
My
poor.
avatar
Don't say
is a
poor.
pony because a friend had it drawn for me as a Christmas gift. Don't feel bad.
Oh, that
Okay.
wasn't just from the show?
No! No, a friend had this custom made. Like, she designed my own little mark on the hind and everything. That's the only reason why my avatar is a pony.
Sorry, Maja. Forgive me for not staring at your pony's ass for very
No,
long.
you're good. It's
No. I think
people-
you need some like modernized. Well, not modernized, but a special magical pony, but Star Shutter style.
Wait,
And
do you get your pony to talk the same way they used to get Mr. Ed to talk?
What she needs is Christian to bless that pony. Okay?
Like a Christian, or do you mean me?
Christian. I
Oh.
cannot believe you do not
I
know
have
Christian.
no idea.
I know who he is, but you need to separate the words a little bit because that's just my name, brother.
It needs to be enunciated better because Chris Chan sounds too much like Christian. And
Yeah, pretty much.
The best way to enunciate it is to not say his name at all. Why do we keep bringing him up?
Because
That's
he's
true,
a
that's
very
true.
important figure in the history of humanity, sir. Everyone should know about him.
No.
Isn't that right, Readout?
In a public
Hell no.
in a public safety announcement, maybe. Yeah. There we go.
I will take Readout's advice on important historical figures.
And what's that?
He is the Iron Age historian. He would know.
But what's the
I am
advice
the
he's
Iron
asking?
Age troll master. I
Really
know
wanna
more than
go
him.
down that alley? I'm the guy that made an Oscar Langley Soryu video on my channel. You can't trust me.
He hosted My Immortal.
Oh no,
I
got one
did.
better for you. So I'm like, oh dude, this one's really good. I mean, he was going really into depth on one of his live streams. I was starting to share it, and then he pulled out the waifu handbook, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna share that.
It was just getting good.
Don't say it like that, man. I can't see you. I don't know what you're doing. There we go.
Magic. He's doing massive magic, sir, with his left hand.
Massive. It doesn't feel like a stranger. It feels like a man with a mental disability.
I'm just sitting here watching the Steelers game. Probably gonna break a TV before the night's over. It's all okay, man. It's all okay.
Well, yeah, you're a
I
Steelers
never
fan. That's what you
pictured you
should
a
do.
football fan. That is awesome.
I'm not much of a football fan, but it's by law that you must cheer the Steelers around these parts. It is a religious
Oh.
experience.
So
Don't
you're
come
a
around here.
football fan by association because of cultural pressure. Gotcha.
I see.
He wants to fit in. Leave him alone.
Black Knight, we're talking American football, not soccer.
Yes, I know.
I think you figured it out.
I'm not. I'm
We're
not
talking about
that
the fake crap.
sleepy. I mean, it's getting like close to 4 in the morning, but I'm not that sleepy
Bro,
yet.
what are you doing?
I was editing and I was better eating shower.
Oh, yeah.
I told you to rest between the edits.
I'm almost back to my pre-shenanigans workaholic self. So I can full like 12 to 15 hours.
You
That's
know,
a
I just
long day, man.
At least I did today. That was good.
But when
But
you have a story you want to tell and you know what it is, it's tough to stay away from the keyboard.
yeah, this time was reading and commenting
Okay,
and
Kahuna.
adding advice and shit. Like it's
So, chat. So, guys, I figured out you can longboard while you're live streaming, but it's not recommended. Oops. Holy smokes, dude.
don't break anything, Kahuna. That's the
Break all
fucking
your
order.
Guys,
No. Break all your shit. Break it. Break it
Well,
all.
that's a problem. This isn't all my shit.
Well, here's the thing. You know, if he falls on his ass, Wrangler could clip that, make it a short, and call it a business venture.
Oh,
Yeah.
you mean like the day he clipped me saying the slurs against the Mexicans, and I didn't get any money for that?
Not monetized.
Why would you get money for that?
Because I'm the token minority of the group. I should get money for
What?
anything.
How are you
No,
the token?
no.
Seriously, how are you the token minority?
I'm Puerto Rican.
And I'm
Oh.
Castilian. And James, which denomination of Spanish are you?
I'm very Spanish, so Spanish that I'm basically German.
Yeah, he
you
impressed
speak
me by being
Spanish.
born. Therefore, I get more money than him.
So Spanish or German. Oh my
So,
god.
are we doing tokenism? Because if we're doing tokenism,
You're Slavic, and Slavic are
I'm
now considered
post
people of
token.
color.
Oh, okay.
Remember that?
That's how that works.
They were talking about that on Timcast one night, how they define people, Slavic, Eastern European, as people of color. And they're looking at Luke Radowski right there, blonde hair, blue eyes. And he's like, I'm a person of color. Woo!
Or like Elizabeth
no
Warren
joke,
being
no
Native
joke,
American.
We and I think a couple of guys in Gilded, we were like joking about this, and Kikuman posted it, and we
Oh no.
like we instantly died. Like that was the mental gymnastics were insane. Absolutely.
If Kikomon's involved, it's all mental gymnastics.
Oh, I've seen
love
him go at it
Kikomon.
with people in Gilda, man.
I
Yeah,
love
yeah.
Kikomon, but yeah, it's mental gymnastics when he gets in a joking mood.
Oh, and what kind of gymnastics do you have to deal with when I get in joking mood, huh?
Pray we don't get kicked off YouTube.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's called the Pain Olympics, Maji. Okay.
Stormcrow, you don't bring that up. I know exactly what that
Vernon,
was.
I didn't know you actually could read.
Is that
Slavic.
ancient Lemurian?
Yeah, that's Lemurian.
I was about to say, I think my dyslexia is getting a lot worse all of a sudden. Holy smokes! Actually, I don't know if I'm dyslexic. Like whatever I have, it was never diagnosed, so it's always just been kind of like, sure, maybe.
My word processor told me that I was, because I would look up, see all these red lines and all these letters reversed. I'm like, how could I do that?
Oh, I got one for you. I made it all the way up to my senior year in high school before somebody told me I was doing my question marks backwards.
Really?
What?
Yeah.
Did
That long?
Did they think it was just like a?
I
Have
guess
a
they were
great night,
thinking
Joe
I was
Kid.
doing a Spanish question
See you,
mark.
Chill Kid.
Thanks for stopping in, man. Good to see you as always.
They're like, yeah, Maji, she's so diverse with her language. It's a beautiful thing.
No one's. It was actually my senior AP college prep English teachers. Like, so I've noticed this a few times, but I've got to ask, why are your question marks backwards?
They are.
I'm like, wait, what?
Oh yeah, so that's something I'm curious about. How were all of you guys as students, like when you're still in school and stuff?
Lousy.
They thought I was lazy.
As
So-
students,
I wasn't.
Wow.
I wasn't lazy, but I was rebellious. That's what I was told.
I was
they-
told that I was just being a slacker. They're like, you're brilliant, and we know you can do better than this. But the only thing I could really do any well at was sometimes kind of science, but pretty much everything else I slacked off. It's like whenever I wrote a book report, I skipped most of them. I hated reading. That's a funny little pattern I'm noticing. So many people who are authors now hated reading when they were in school.
I don't want to overanalyze the text. Let me read the darn story before I give my opinion. They're always out of the gate. First page, they want me to write a freaking paragraph about what I think. I don't know. The character could have sat down and take a shit. I don't know.
No, read out. What does the blue door mean? What does the blue door mean?
What does the bridge mean? The bridge is Jesus. Do you understand, Ernest Hemingway?
Hold up.
On the rare occasion I actually did my book report, they liked how I wrote. So I guess it was always kind of there.
Hold up. Let me give you all the Storm Crow experience of me as a student.
What, like
That's
last
cool.
year or
Yeah, today.
No, when I was a kid. When I was a fucking kid.
so like 2 years ago? No, sorry. Go ahead.
Let's see. I was the quiet kid in class.
That's scary when you're tall.
Yeah, I was like, if you want to talk about that, dude, no one
shit.
hears me come up behind them when I'm walking, you know? I'm 6.7 and no one hears me walking behind them. It's kind of cool, you know? Like, in
It
better
scares the
days, I
crap
would've-
out of people too.
Yeah, in better days, I would have worked for the mob. Would have made a killing, you know?
Oh, you can't. We need to phrase that differently.
The communist mob.
I do like that though. I would have made a killing. That's just like when I went to it was a tire place and they had a big sign on the window, blowout sale. I was like, why? Who's the genius who came up with the idea to put blowout sale in front of a place that sells tires? What next? Are they going to the airlines? Falling prices.
There you go.
I'm
There you
sure
go.
that
I just couldn't believe it. I'm like, either somebody is a genius or an idiot because
No.
They
Communist
know what they're
country.
doing.
Communist country. Declining prices.
What was that?
Communist countries, declining prices.
climbing prices. Yeah, that's if truth in advertising, I guess. Mirror's Fair
Declining
Origins
prices,
says he's
and
halfway through. Thank you,
can't
man.
buy anything
Glad they're liking it.
because there is nothing to buy.
So Ragnar, brother, you grew up in obviously a different country, almost as good of a country as the USA. And so, what was your education like growing up? Oh wow!
Story time. Before you get started, just want to say Gino is also over on Rumble. He is under the moniker Lieutenant Bob over there. Go say hi to him on Rumble. And yeah, if you hop in the Rumble chat over there, I guess they don't filter it quite as much as YouTube does.
Oh, yeah.
But
you
also,
should
I wouldn't mind you bumping up my algorithm a little bit over there too. If you guys wouldn't mind, just go over there.
You should also check out Gino's blog for Foundations.
Yep. I was talking to him. I'm going to be making a video looking at different books he's read on the site and use it as a way to determine one of the next books I buy on Amazon. Make a little video about it, review it. Be a fun little thing.
Yeah, he reviewed. By the way, he reviewed almost all of my books, except the anthologies and the new novellas, the Valiant novellas.
Hey, Mary Sphere Origins. It's been a while.
Yeah. Oof.
Fuck you, Gino. All right, continue.
Oh.
So.
Yes, that's miserable. Oh man, I hope you get past that soon.
Ooh,
Thanks.
that's rough, buddy. Sup, Gino? How you doing, man?
He's gonna tell you to fuck off, man. Don't do
No,
the
no,
cursing.
that's Billy Bobsack, man. He's always one who's saying fuck Christian.
Kapla, 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 kapla.
Tell you how it got started, but it's a good time.
But no, Gino, man, he proofread Shalar, and oh my gosh, he saved me and the beta readers a lot of time and hassle.
I'm
Oh,
sure. I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm thankful
like-
for that.
I can't
Quite.
rave enough about the help he's giving me right now.
Well, like
But-
that's the thing that Maji Wrangler. That's the thing. It's better to have all that ripping apart and kind of restructuring now instead of like reading a finished book that's from someone you read or somebody that you know and finding a spelling mistake. I'm like, do I have the heart to tell them that I found a spelling mistake in their book?
No, I'd rather know before it goes to print.
Yeah,
for
but
sure.
you can't. I mean, I've published 11 already,
You know,
and I can tell you that there is a thing. One of my teachers called inevitable. What was the exact word? The inevitable trip. And that basically means that it doesn't matter, like in the end, you will reach a level of proofreadedness and editness that beyond that, there is always going to be a typo somewhere. Always.
Yeah. A lot of really famous books have had a lot of typos. Like Jurassic Park, the original edition, it had freaking
Harry
typos all
Potter.
over the place.
Harry Potter had them. Harry Potter had them.
Yep, I've read the crap out of those books. They have them here and again, and they had
So-
teams of people.
Yeah, they had like 5 or 6 proofreaders,
shoot,
beta readers.
ISOM number 2 first edition had a lot of typos.
Yeah, I heard that. I still haven't. I need to read those at some point. I think I'm just going to wait for the campaign for the 3rd issue. Just do it all at once.
Yeah, so I don't know how you're going to do it all at once. Like you have you still have the reviews for a number of my books.
I know.
Just saying it. I mean,
here's something. I'll tell you guys the truth. I can talk about books all day. The problem is, every time I film a review of a book, I've filmed a couple. I filmed yours here recently, but then I filmed one for M. Anthony Harris. I'm not satisfied with the review. I'm not sure why I have trouble filming. Like I film ridiculous BS. You guys, if anyone who has seen the elephant video, that's ridiculous, and I have no problem putting together something like that. But when it comes to reviewing a book written by someone who's a friend and someone I know, it's not that I'm afraid to be honest. I just don't know how to do that kind of video justice. Every time I do it, it doesn't translate the way that I want it to on camera.
Hey, hold on. I'm sorry.
You don't feel it. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I gotta say this. I just saw a cop, a whole squad of cops with rifles pointing a gun at a dude. It's awesome.
Oh, that's fun.
It is awesome.
As long as it's not at me, I don't care.
Oh, that's very libertarian of you. Yeah.
I'm just trying to stick with the proper misanthropic shtick, you know.
There you go. But yeah, no, for like Maji, you've written reviews, and Wrangler, I've seen you write reviews before too. Like, how do you guys like? But have any of you guys like done reviews like on camera? I think Wrangler, you might have at some point.
Was it, say again? Sorry, I would try to listen and read a chat at the same time, and I understood neither.
No, that's cool, man. So you've done a couple of video reviews on the channel, haven't you?
Not exactly reviews. I mean, kinda is. Yeah, I guess I've done a couple.
Interview
but
reviews, maybe.
I've done interviews, definitely.
Interview reviews.
Yeah. Me and Raven Nevermore sat and did a stream where we just kind of discussed Shadow the Conqueror, but it was more just talking about it rather than a review. We did just some theorizing. What kind of world are they really in? What are the physics? That kind of stuff. I did a straight up review on Timo Burnham's book, The Black Saint.
Yeah, I need to read that one. It's one of the ones that's burning a hole in my
All right.
shelf.
When I first started reading all the IronAge books, I read.
I'm sorry.
What happened?
Okay, there's gonna be a fucking movie about this one of the saints. Guess what they did to the saint?
They
turned
probably
him
swapped
black.
him.
They turned him black, literally making him a black saint.
Oh,
Why are they remaking that movie, man? I'm confused. Ugh.
Because they're running out of stuff to remake.
I know, but like that
remaking.
remaking.
It's not remaking. They're just grabbing a historical figure like they did with the fucking Queen Anne Boleyn bitch, and just turning them black.
They gave it the Netflix Cleopatra treatment.
yeah.
Yes.
This is imagination, guys. This is creativity. Yeah.
Can you imagine if Thor was a woman? No.
No
Love and Thunder.
No way!
We never needed Jane Foster Thor. We already had Broomhild.
No,
Yeah.
Black Knight. Perfect idea. And this is something everyone can get behind me on. Let's turn Papa Stalin black for diversity, you see.
Oh
No,
that's
a bad idea.
I think the communists would love this.
There was one I saw recently that made me chuckle. It was like they're doing all the live action Disney remakes, going through the Disney Renaissance era, and then someone just showed a picture of Tarzan, and they're like, "Disney, I freaking dare you, do it."
Ah, yes,
Try
yes, I
it.
remember that.
Oh, that was
Do
good.
it,
I
do
saw that.
it.
I'm like, that's too good. It's like they're sitting there sweating, like don't know what to do anymore.
Mirrorsphere Origin says hardest part is to tell how good a book is without spoiling anything.
Is Stormcrow getting attacked or no?
I think he's having a laugh attack, perhaps.
Yeah.
It's a
Judah
good time.
says, "Wait, are we talking about Leslie Charteris Saint?"
Here we go.
Oh,
Bro?
Mm.
Let's do it.
Don't die on us,
call it
please.
Run away here, man.
Call an ambulance, but not for me.
Well, anyway, Gino asks, "Wait, are we talking about Leslie Charteris Saint? Charteris? How do you say that? Is it Charteris or Charteris?
Charteris.
Charteris.
What? the-
Maybe, I
Anyway,
don't
is that
know.
the one? Do you know if that's the one, Kahuna?
I don't remember. No, I was talking about the 80s movie, The Saint, with
Val Kilmer?
Yeah, Val Kilmer. That movie. That's what I was talking about.
Okay, I honestly forgot it existed, and I've seen it before.
No, it's because I saw it when I was so young. It kind of sits in that part of my brain where it's like, I was really young. Is it a real movie, or am I just misremembering another movie? There we go. Oh yeah. So how about you guys?
He's got Daniel P. Riley's comic on there.
Mhm.
Oh, the superhero one?
No, Isedai?
Jisadai?
Jisadai Manji.
Jisadai.
And also Star Warden.
And it's not a comic. It's a manga. Manji.
Oh.
For fuck's sakes, get it right.
Mm,
Sorry.
It's not made in Japan, man. Is it? I don't know if it qualifies.
Yeah, you better be.
Hey guys, what do you think about these premiere things? Because a lot of times I go to I see a video post, it's a premiere, and I think it's a live stream, and I go in there, it's actually a recorded video, and I guess the purpose of setting it up that way is, so the purpose of having it air like a live stream is, even though it's pre-recorded, so the whoever made the video can just chat with the
Hey, we should pull
audience,
up pull up Gino's review of G today.
Yeah, I have both.
A
both
man is wearing the shirt. You kind of have to.
Yeah, exactly, and not to mention that Daniel P. Riley's his campaign is about to come out, or
Oh,
is
another
already
one?
out.
Yeah, I was gonna
He's
say
got- G today too, doesn't he?
yeah, I already got my copy. Like that campaign happened a while
Oh.
ago, unless I'm misremembering something. But yeah,
All right, well,
I
the
could be
review
totally
on
wrong and
Jisadai.
forgot that it's already out.
I'm going to read the review on Jisadai by Gino. It says, Jisadai. Am I saying it correctly, Jisadai?
Jisadai.
Jisadai. What an interesting book. If I'm honest, I was a bit disappointed. Not because it was bad. If anything, because it was good. I just felt like I wanted so much more to the story. I feel like this book could have been truly amazing if there was some more time given to the backstories of the characters. I mean, these characters were so awesome. I wanted more time with them, more depth. That being said, the story was one of my favorites. The fights are amazingly described, and the author's knowledge of Japanese weaponry is quite impressive. Not to mention the knowledge of Japanese culture. It's a great, quick read. Just wish there was more of it, but a good start. And who knows? Maybe I'll get a lot of my answers in the next book. The story follows the hero, if you can call him that, as he tries to make his way through Tokyo as one of the many assassins working for the major corporations. His world is quickly turned upside down by an unexpected companion. Together they go on a quick and quite deadly journey. A journey that leads to some self-discovery, some heartwarming bonding, and some great samurai fights. If these things sound great to you, then read this book. And when you're done with that, you can come join me in waiting for the sequel. In the meantime, if you could placate yourself with one of his other books. Oh, I read that wrong. In the meantime, you can placate yourself with one of his other books. Okay.
3.9 out of 5. That's a pretty decent score.
Backstories, you say? Backstories.
There's a lot of backstories in here.
You know what? This is a fun one. This is a fun one for you guys.
Crow, you're breaking up.
Hey, hold on. This is a good question for you guys. You hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You hear me now? All right.
I hear you.
Here's a fun one. If Jesus and I was to be adapted into anything, movie, game, animation, whatever, right? What will you guys get to adapt it?
I haven't read it, so I don't know how much my opinion would kind of weigh in on that or not. So what do you go like? Who actually? Let's just do a show of hands kind of thing. Who has actually read G Sedai?
I have Daniel P. Riley's Age of Heroes, not G today.
It's
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
collection. I started it, and then life into me.
Don't read out. I feel you on that, man. I was looking at my reading reading tracker on Goodreads, and then it's like, hey, you are 10 books behind your schedule. I'm like, holy smokes, dude! What am I going to do?
Start reading.
Way faster.
No, it's different. Well, like no, you guys misunderstand because like last year I read 109 books, which was a lot. I wanted to see if I could try to reach 100 this year, but I'm trying to, I'm doing more stuff this year. I'm doing the video, I'm doing the YouTube thing. I'm trying to beta read, and I'm reading a lot of books that don't really count because they aren't official books yet, like they're not published. And then I'm trying to do reviews and such too, which involves slower reading, taking notes, trying to parse out my thoughts as far as the book is concerned. And sometimes, with some books I've reviewed it when I was doing reviews before, I had to read the book twice basically before I could get all my thoughts fully consolidated.
Yeah.
So
All
Through
right.
reading,
then it looks like
that's how you do it.
so.
Okay,
Okay.
Myriad
then-
Sphere. I just put the link to that site. This is for 4F Foundation by Gino, and so the link is now in the chat. Anyway, Black Knight is running short on time, so Black
okay,
Knight,
yeah.
let's give the floor back to you. What would you like to go over? I got Secrets of Lithoria up here on the screen. Is that the one you wanted to go through?
I remember because we, Gino and I, we were talking about, especially this one. It's the fifth in the series, like the middle, straight in the middle, 5 out of 10 books. So it's how should I put it? It's not just the pure space opera that one might expect. You have a lot of
Is it less focused on the sci-fi elements of the story?
I mean, well, it is focused on those, but you also have this science fantasy deep dive into the science fantasy part of the Star Shattered universe, because you have plenty of planets, of worlds which they're not that developed. They may not have rampant like space age technology everywhere.
Kind of like in a Firefly, how some planets have like loads of technology and are very sophisticated, but other places it just looks like a ranch.
Yeah, pretty much. And this is
going more into the mystical end of how the universe works.
Yes, and also it is one of the semi-medieval kind of settings, which
cool.
You have this planet where the ruling elites, they have some connection with aliens. And I'm desperately trying not to spoil anything, because my readers really love the book. It's they just like certain theories about ancient aliens and the likes. You have these elites there on that planet, and they have certain connections, and they, of course, used the technology and everything to position themselves, grab even more power, etc., etc. So
they're a little more opportunist, a little less, a little more self-centered and self-focused kind of thing. Like
it depends. Like there are a couple of groups of them, and let's say one of the groups, they have developed an entire religion based on the their alien overlord, and they use that religion to further subjugate the masses. So yes, we're doing this magic stuff, and they're waving like some device under their robes, and the uneducated peasants are like, "Ooh, magic! It's magic! They're doing this shit." It's like the they can heal wounds, they can regrow limbs. Oh my, they truly are divine priests.
They are prophets sent down from the gods to lead us peasants.
So
Yeah.
what happens if these guys run into Teal Death?
They'll get wrecked. They ran into the crew of Star Shuttle.
I would guess they'd still get wrecked.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. You mean they splattered against the intense heroics of our main party, correct?
Well, they couldn't, like, they can't free the entire planet. They just went there. They found the resistance because there are some rebels, and anywhere you can find the rebels, and they kind of helped them a lot. But this book is I think that was one of my most complex drafts until I wrote the 7th book. Yeah, it was, and it was neatly wrapped up. All the setups, all the payoffs, everything.
Yeah, I know you're short on time, but I do have a question about the overall decology. Writing so many books, and I have a question about the process of that, if you don't mind.
Yep.
How do you avoid like the kind of middle book syndrome, kind of like longer series like Wheel of Time, where it's like, yeah, not all books in the series are the same quality, or some people have favorites, but a lot of those longer series have a few in the middle. They're just kind of meh. And then also escalation. How do you avoid escalating the story too much each book to the point where it's no longer believable?
I
By
like that question.
carefully planning everything. I mean, when you get to this book, which is the actual mid book in the series, you will see how I used certain tropes and a specific story structure to avoid this. And it's not. I mean, it's not easy. That's a great question. It's not easy. It does require a long time, and you look at other log series, and you try to improve, and you also one of the main things that helped me, it was the reader's feedback. Even back many years ago when I had like the rough drafts, and I asked a number of people to read them. They read them and they said, "Oh, this is boring. This is boring.
Yeah.
Can't you do something about it? Like, can you introduce something different?" And I'm like, "Oh, wait, I have an idea." And it's you will see the one of the probably the best things that I was advised to do was to have this parallel point of view of the opponents, the villains, and it breaks some of the molds and makes things
it shows things in a different light. You get to see things from the alternate perspective. Kind of like actually in book 2, you get to see some of the more villainous perspectives in that book as well, which I thought.
It's just the beginning. There, it's just the beginning. This is nothing. when you get to let's say when you get to this one, to Secrets of Ultoria, it gets really crazy. And about like the scope of stuff, each quest, each story arc they go to, like, the different places they visit, they have their own scope, and it's not that the fate of the galaxy rests on their shoulders. No, it's like they have clear limitations, even though they, as a team, they're quite strong. They have clear limitations, and if they want to achieve something grander, just like when you go to book 3, for example, when they wish to achieve something grander, they will not do the usual, oh yes, our heroic crew with just one ship, we're going to go there and we're going to wipe up everything. No, they will go there with an army.
Yeah, last I checked, they don't have Chuck Norris on that ship. So.
Oh no. They don't have Chuck Norris, but they have a hamster. And
they have a hamster. They have a Rambo bunny rabbit. They have a Star Killer and Master Chief. And then
having that hamster is like having their own personal MacGyver.
Oh yes. But
Wrangler, is it raining over at your place?
Yes, it is.
Looks like
I walked outside. It was sprinkling, so I stood under the canopy. And as soon as I got under the canopy, the skies opened up, and now I'm like, how do I get back to my room?
Oh no!
No.
So hopefully, I got enough battery till the shower passes. But something you were mentioning, like the mid-book slump there. I look at Marvel movies. It's like they're every time they got another movie, they want to up the stakes. Why do the stakes have to keep getting bigger and bigger every time? I see no problem with like the book I'm working on right now. Yes, it had consequences that would affect the entire world. Guess what? The book after that, they're not going to have, now it's going to affect multiple words. No, the next book, the focus of it is a missing persons case. It doesn't have to go, if you have something with worldwide consequences, the next book doesn't have to be bigger and better.
I miss the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man where he's just...
Yes, exactly.
Being Spider-Man, stopping purse thieves and, just trying to figure out life, not...
Yeah. It was like when Marvel put Daredevil in the Avengers for a while, and I'm like, why would you do that? That's not his. That's not his level, man. That's not what he's really for.
And
he's like that 3-level guy.
But it's not that he can't hang, though. I mean, he could go toe to toe with Black Widow and hold his own against her, and she's on the team all the time. So it's not that he ain't capable.
No, I'm
not. That's not his forte either. Or is it for Gino? I know. I think Gino corrected me on that like a month ago. It's like I said forte. And he's like, it's actually pronounced fort, but everyone says forte.
I'm sure there's a movie reason why people say it that way. Like one guy in the movie said it once, and then we all just keep saying it that way.
But I mean, if you stop and think about it now, if you say, "Well, that's not my fort," it sounds odd.
Yeah.
Oh, I see movement in the chat.
To go back to your question again.
Yeah.
And then I'm going. Wait, I'm leaving you guys. So, when I planned all of the books, I made sure to have like various in the story arcs, various different quests and locations, and the stakes are different. You have some setups from book to book, or like from book to the next book, but you will never feel out of place. You will never see something happen which it's like you said is inconsiderate or impossible in the frame of the universe. And
You try not to stretch the believability or the
they have
immersion.
you have clearly established from starting from book one, you have clearly established laws of the universe. You know who is who, what their motivations are. You can clearly see who they are and what they're doing, what they want, why aren't they getting it, etc., etc. So it's the main goal was to make to plan the series in such a way that it would be satisfying to read about the growth of the characters and to read about the growth of the villains, because you can't have like, of course in the first book you had like some really stupid enemy soldiers who weren't quite strong enough, etc., etc. But there is like everything is planned. There is a point to this. When you read more, especially when you get to the second book and the third book, you immediately know why certain enemies weren't that brainy and they weren't quite efficient.
Well, a portion of that is lore related reasons, because of the way like the Tazarians are kind of structured as a people, the way that they're kind of a dog eat dog, very shark pit kind of style of a position and rising in power structure. So that played a big part into why like their guys are always under equipped. They're trying to just make money. They're more selfishly motivated. They aren't as well coordinated as they could be. Stuff like that.
Oh yeah, and another reason is that the fringe space where most of the adventures take place, this is the ass of their imperium. This is basically like, if you look at the Roman times, let's say one of the provinces, let's say Judea. You have unruly locals, you have bandits, etc., etc., and you have lots and lots of sand, and that's it.
I don't like sand.
Yeah.
It's rough, coarse, and irritating.
Oh shit! But pretty much,
I really am. Oh, okay, dude. I thought you fell over.
Dude, I wish it would be good for the stream.
Pretty much, I think they sent at one point they began sending their political opponents there, and they quote unquote promoted them, and they sent them there. You're going to rule we're making you a general, we're making you whatever, go there. And in the case of the Tazarans, it's they shoot their own officers if they have incompetent officers who would kill them. With incompetence, they would shoot them. They would kill them. It's just like, what was that show? I don't know. I researched before watching that show. Was it Sharp? Yeah, it was Sharp's Rifles, or something like that. With Sean Bean, one of his best roles. It's about the Napoleonic Wars, and there is it's mostly fiction, but it's super heavily based on real history. Things of the lives of the common soldier, and the common soldier, the worst thing that the common soldier hates is an incompetent officer.
Historically and modern day, yes, that is very, very true. Yep, I've had even especially when I was younger, I had days where I was leading the crew and I was just kind of off my game, and if the crew lead is not on his shit, things just fall apart. Like people get hurt, nothing gets done, people are moving, but nothing's happening. It's pretty irritating.
Yeah, but one thing is inexperience and another thing is incompetence.
They tend to go hand in hand at least a little bit, but yeah, no, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, you have young, inexperienced officers who listen to their sergeants, and they learn from them. And then you have officers who think they know everything and they're dumb as shit. But because they have like friends in high places, they get command, they get promotions, etc., etc.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, dude, I'm so tired, but I feel like I wish I could go on the lake right now. We got the family boat back here. I'm like, yeah, that sounds pretty good.
Bring the fishing poles.
yeah,
No,
guys,
no, not that kind of boating. No, we have an inner tube on the back of that thing. We're not going fishing, Wrangler.
But you can still fish off that if you really wanted to.
I know, but you also can't inner tube at the same time. Hooks and inner tubes do not mix very well. I found anyway.
Yeah.
Ken,
Well,
your
guys,
buddy doesn't know
I'm
about
gonna
the hooks.
go to sleep and leave ya.
Oh,
All right. Well, thanks for coming on, man. It was good to have you. And
thank you for ruining your health for the sake of our conversation.
yeah, right.
Oh,
So-
wait. Black Knight, before you go, say hello to the good boy. Who's your good boy?
No.
Oh,
It's a
he's
good
a
night,
good
Black
boy.
Hey, that's the kind of dog I have.
He's a-
Golden Noodle.
Yep. His name is Tucker. He was supposed to be 30 pounds, and he turned out to be 80 pounds when he was fully grown. But
That's
hey,
adorable.
buddy, he's
That's
a
what
good
happens when you
boy.
feed him right.
Pretty much, yeah. Hell, it worked with me. I'm not sure what they were doing with my brother.
Pardon to interrupt, but I must point out that Monday Night Football is right now doing this stupid ass crap where they have both the Steelers Browns games and the Saints and Panthers games on the same screen simultaneously. Just show me the game I want to watch.
Read out. I have a solution for you.
Does it
Turn it
involve
off.
a
Good night,
remote?
guys.
Have a great night, man.
See you, Black Knight. Oh, that's fast. Anyway,
Buy his books.
bye.
Listen, man is tired. Leave him alone. He needs
We
to-
we need Herman here. Buy the book.
Buy his book.
I'm pretty sure
just
Wrangler has a 2-second clip of Herman saying, "Buy my book."
Believe it or not, I don't.
What?
What?
But guess what you're doing after we're
Well,
done
usually
tonight?
he says it so often, I haven't had to clip it.
That's true.
Nope.
That's true.
Now you get to clip it.
Wrangler, you also need to clip all the strange, unusual sounds that I make on your stream. That'll make for nice little introductions to the channel.
Actually, I had intended to take a clip of you from last week's show to use that as an opener this week, but I just kind of ran out of time.
Oh yeah, no. That was something too. I was on
When you were doing the
stream.
wrestling voices and
Oh. No, it's fun to do that, man. I've always done voices ever since I was a kid. And it's like when I was younger, I got to the point where I could do every single Family Guy voice except for I couldn't do Brian and Stewie together. The voices just didn't work for me. But yeah, I love that stuff, man.
that always amazed me though. Like Seth MacFarlane does both Brian and I know he does many more, but he would have Brian and Stewie both interacting, and then he would voice Brian imitating Stewie's voice, and then Stewie imitating Brian's voice, and it just sounded like 4 distinct voices. And it was like, how does he do that? That's incredible.
People learn to do
He's-
some pretty incredible things, man.
Is he trying to channel Mel Blanc almost? I mean,
Hey, Wrangler, if you don't mind me saying this, I don't know if you threw the link to Mr. Mindflayer yet, but
yeah. You got it.
okay,
He also
good.
messaged me and said some stuff came up. He's still going to try and join if he can.
You know, I just want to make sure because The guy really rocks, and
Look at that Doge.
I really miss him. But you know what? This is perfect moment for me to say this then. To get this in the air, Mr. Mindflayer has put some couple of things on the creator's spotlight forums on Gildan. If you don't mind showing it up real quick, so I can give them a brief intro of what it is, if you don't mind.
So, guys, I got a perm. What do you guys think? Is it good?
It looks cute.
He's a good-looking boy. He's tired. Poor dog, just laying here all day. That's exhausting.
Yeah, doing nothing all day kind of tires you out. I know.
Oh no! Did you guys ever see that old SNL skit? Might have been from like the mid to early '90s with Will Ferrell. It's dissing your dog. You guys ever see
no, I
one?
haven't.
No.
Oh, shit. Shit, I'm not gonna ruin it, but you should look it up. It's pretty good.
Just here. Got it.
Got it.
All right. You see there? Mr. Mindflayer, right there on the top.
Hold on, I'm having control issues here. Give me a second. Okay.
Right there.
I remember I'm using a touchpad instead of a mouse, and there was still some water on it from when I went outside. I tried to move the cursor, and it didn't work so well.
Oh no!
Well, what's wrong with your mouse, brother?
I'm streaming in the rain.
Nothing. It's just not hooked up because.
Oh yeah.
Remember, I'm standing. I have a Bowflex folded up, and I'm using the legs on the top of it to hold the thing, so I could just because it keeps the computer just to the perfect height for where I'm standing.
Mm-hmm.
But I have no platform on which to set a mouse.
Oh yeah. I'll be honest, like I've had that problem before too. I think my solution was to just put the mouse on my leg, and that kind of worked for me for a while.
But remember, I drive for work, so I'm sitting on my butt behind a wheel all day.
Yeah.
So I get in front of the computer and I stand.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why I did this, because I didn't want to be sitting in a chair every time I was in front of the computer. So yeah, I'm kind of using the Bowflex for exercise.
Okay. So if you can scroll up, if you're capable, I know maybe you're handicapped.
That's
No, that
not far from the truth.
Wrong guy, Stormcrow. That's me.
All right, there it is.
This it?
So basically, to give you the rundown, what this beautiful man is doing is very easy to understand. You see. Do you want to read it, or do you want me to explain it to you?
I could read it.
Oh, you want to take it, Kuna?
Yeah, sure. Hey, everyone. I've been thinking about a collaborative storytelling lately, so I figured I might as well lay my idea out for all of you. I'm a lifelong TTRPG dark and permanent GM for the most part. One thing I've really wanted to do is set up a small press/publisher for TTRPG Oh, it's gone.
Sorry, I hit a button I didn't mean to. Let me.
Oh no,
I
you're
need
good.
to get back to it.
Damn it, you old bastard! There.
All right, there. This will basically go out for free. The lofty goal in my mind is to have an anthology series that goes along with it. Oh no. Man, this is hard to read. Let me see. I can do it.
I'm sorry, I can't expand it any larger than that.
No, you're good. You're good. Made by creatives such as yourself. No limits. No setting. Wait. Oh no. No restrictions.
No restrictions.
Whatever story you want to tell in my setting, I lay out. Prose, comics, artwork, any and everything. I'm thinking of doing submission contests once the ball gets rolling. I do want to make this a legitimate business and find a way to compensate anyone whose submissions are chosen. This is just a big idea for me, and I'd really love some feedback, you crazy bastards. Thank you all.
Here, read the settings down there. I think you guys are gonna love it.
Blood of the Stars. A near future post-semi-apocalypse, Earth has been invaded by an extraterrestrial threat that can only be described as vampires, by those unfortunate enough to cross their paths. But Earth might just have some surprises waiting for them in the shadows. Co-developed by our very own Stormcrow.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got Terminus, a small town where nothing is what it seems. Every day to day, the townsfolk are strange, to be sure, but the place itself seems to have a mind of its own. There we go. And Ash and Light. Humanity has has finally taken its first steps to explore the galaxy. Flying blind on fledgling wings. That what we'll discover in the twinkling lights of the abyss. All right.
How did you pick the Backwaters Hillbilly voice for the space one?
You just gotta feel the kahunas, man. Wherever the kahunas lead.
Listen, dude. Like, if you get on this guy's setting, you can just make a campaign about fucking Mass Effect in Alabama. You know?
Hey, skunks.
Skunk.
Skunks! Holy crap! It's been a while.
I know, man. There you are.
Hey, buddy.
I wonder what he's laughing at. Is it me or someone else? Probably not. It couldn't be me. Couldn't be me. There you go. Oh yeah. While I'm here, actually. So
Skunks.
Go ahead. No.
Sorry.
You're good.
Skunks, is any of your projects affected by the whole Unity bull crap or no?
Oh, yeah. All right, listen. I have no idea what any of that was about. So if any of you can explain to me what that means, I would appreciate it.
Okay, Unity is an engine that many indies use to build their games. Now, the thing is, they've always operated a certain way, and many indie gamers continued building their games through Unity with this understanding. Now, Unity went and changed some, they said they want to make a change starting next year, I think January 1st next year, where if you make a game on Unity and it reaches a certain amount of success, I think I don't remember what the number is, but you make so much money after that point. Every time someone downloads your game, the creator gets a fee. So the problem with that being is, say I have a Switch, I download Hollow Knight, I'm playing, I own the game, so I need room or it glitches out or whatever, I have to uninstall and then reinstall, even though I don't get charged for the reinstall because I already paid for that. Team Cherry, who created Hollow Knight, would end up getting charged for every time someone did a download of their product. So if I sat there, uninstalled and reinstalled, every time I did that, they would get charged. And that could be a kiss of death for many indie creators. And this is just all of a sudden, this is what we're going to do now. And that pissed off a lot of people. That will destroy the whole Game Pass thing in theory. And now Unity has spoken out and said they're walking it back, but they've already broken the trust with all the creators. Many have already left. I'm sure many are still using it because either they're not too concerned, not thinking ahead, or just don't have another option. I don't know. But for the most part, people are leaving, and word is now people are building their own engines, which will take some time. But hey, cool. If indies are starting to build their own game engines, I mean, Unity just did a Wizards of the Coast times 10.
Why are so many of these companies, like some of these companies, they have backing and they have kind of people driving them with a political agenda, but a lot of these other companies, they just shoot themselves in the foot so needlessly.
Well, word is they're already having some financial issues. They may have pulled this move out of desperation and went, we just made it worse. But they pretty much just committed brand suicide. Okay, Skunk says he's going to keep using it. He doesn't like the others.
You're custom.
Yeah. So sometimes you get used to, even if it's not the best program, or best tool, you get used to using it, and then trying to use something else is just such a hair pulling, freaking frustration that you.
Yeah, once you learn a user interface, I mean, I'm one of those guys. If I'm using a program, just a simple update and they change a few things, it screws up all of my workflow and rhythm. And I can't stand just to change a slight change with an user interface with an update. Going to a completely different system breaks my brain.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of change.
Oh, so unless you guys have something, we could keep talking about the gaming stuff, but I'm looking to be financing either a laptop or a desktop here soon. A nice one that can do the streaming and all the editing and the storage stuff that meet all my storage needs and things of that nature.
That's cool, Skunks.
And I was wondering if you guys had any like recommendations. Like I have an iPhone, obviously. I do use Apple products, but I'm not sure what would be a good enough laptop.
I'm not a tech guy. I think
I know
would
Gino
refer
is a
you to
bit, yeah.
anybody else on this panel except me on that one.
At this point, it's actually cheaper to build your own.
That's true, but I know nothing
That
about
requires
computers.
to know what
like
you're doing now. To a point.
Yeah, I know what a graphics card is, but that's because it's in the freaking name. But the rest of it, yeah. There you go, Gino.
I can't help you there, man. I'm
He's
sorry. I
actually
just
walking
basically
me a little
went
through
by
the
the way
word
of
processor.
YouTube videos.
I could always just figure it out. But like, do you guys like? I know some companies sell kits. Does anyone know if those are any good, or that's something to even consider?
Well, the geeks and gamers swear by Meta PCs, but I don't know.
Does Jeremy from the Quartering. Heck,
Yeah,
I think
even
Meta PCs uses his commercial. Just they run his take as a commercial.
All right.
Because I've seen Jeremy from the Quartering pop up and actually on the skippable commercials, him talking about Meta PCs on completely different channels.
Oh, that's cool.
And Gino does know what he's talking about. There are some days where he's like, "Oh, I'm fiddling around with this." I'm like, English, just a little English.
Yeah, like he helped me the other day when my the family laptop that I do a lot of my online reading and my like writing on, as well as like adding tags to videos after I upload them to YouTube. The computer just took a total dump, and we kind of got it working for a minute, but it's back to just blank screen, nothing really working. And at this point, it's people want to blame me, but I know every site that I use. I don't mess with any settings. I don't change anything. I think it's someone else in the family who's messing it up. But it's a good time.
Well, I did use your computer the other day to check out Playboy.com. Actually, is that even still a thing anymore?
Yes, it is. You want to know what they did years ago?
What did they did?
They did something infinite, both less explicit and infinitely more creepy. Years ago, Playboy magazines decided, you know what, we're not gonna have full nude models anymore. First of all, but then what we are going to have are very very risque lingerie and bikini photos with underage girls. That's what that's how we're changing our brand.
What?
Like, are you? Excuse me. I'm like, you just made it worse. Like, you took away like half of the appeal, and then you made it really creepy on top of that. It's like, here's Jasmine. She's 17. She wants to be an actress. And...
No.
I always like what Rush Limbaugh said about Playboy.
What was that?
He said, "I just read it for the pictures. Hardly ever look at the articles."
There you go.
I mean,
so Skunks, what kind of game are you working on right now? If you are up for talking about it, I understand if you want to keep things under wraps for the time being. But I mean, maybe you can tell us, like, is it a platformer, an RPG, an action, adventure, puzzler, a little bit of everything? What?
Yeah, guilty. That's the appropriate response. Besides, like, disgusted, like throwing up face, I think that would also be appropriate. I know Monty was really disappointed when they took away all the nude models out of Playboy. Isn't that right?
I didn't know they had until you just told me.
I didn't know they were still around.
I
Yeah,
don't
I
know if
kinda
they
thought
are.
they
This was
disappeared.
they might have at this point. This was quite a few years ago, I think, when they made this change. But like, you make a change like that, I don't think you're destined for long-term success anymore.
Ah.
Hey guys, this is a question I've been brewing in my mind for a while, and I want to know your opinion on it. So, yesterday I started doing something experimental with my writing, and I want to know what you guys' opinions in this. Um, I basically decided to use my dice for like tabletops or whatever, and letting them decide what happens in the story.
I've done that.
Yeah, people have done it. It works. It kind of works until it doesn't. Like, something will happen. It makes the story either a lot less interesting or very dissatisfying. Usually, is what ends up happening. when people do that.
What I've done in the past, like especially when I'm writing background character stories for tabletop and RP, is I'll do like the high or low rolls. So like I'll be writing a story and I'm like, okay, do I want to make it epic or not? Then I'll do a roll, or to describe how bad of an injury or if they get injured, or it makes the fights a lot more. It makes the fights a lot less predictable
Yeah.
when you're writing fight scenes. But keep in mind, that was for writing characters for tabletops and RPGs, so you could get away with it. I don't think you could get away with it with a book.
Yeah,
Well-
it might help you get past a decision or two, or maybe just get the juices flowing again. But I can't see relying on that to help form a narrative.
So this is what I did as an experiment. I said basically, okay, like for example, part 1. This is going to be like the introductory, and this is what they're going to do for like a training arc, And the training arc says, okay, this isn't a way to eliminate the contestants. We are just seeing how flexible and liquid you are and where you fit in the machine, Like, you are the best. The people that are competing in this are the best of the best, but someone in that group is just basically, what do you call it? The cream of the crop, And what I've been doing with the dice is, okay, so for example, endurance. That's something we all do for for tabletop and whatever. How much you can endure of pain or like stamina and all that. And consistently, the character that's going to be the main character for the book, I thought, okay, he doesn't have that much good stamina, maybe endurance. He has some. So what ended up happening was he wasn't the fastest in the course, but he was the one that held out the longest. So that's why he was able to pass, and some of them got to stay behind, And
Did
it
we
just
lose
kept.
Kahuna?
Yeah, he just suddenly dropped out. He didn't look like he was meaning to. It just he was sitting there just looking at into the camera. It was like listening, and all of a sudden, boom, he dropped out. I think his internet went funky on him.
Sorry,
got him.
Or signal. I think he's on a phone, but
That's just one of the things I've been doing. The other thing I did was I wrote a classroom scene with the same character, and he had like, good charisma, good conversational skills, that you put for RPG. He got a 0 in the role. So I was like, okay.
now how do you roll a 0?
A 1 basically, a fail, like the worst roll
Gotcha.
you can, right?
Crit.
Yeah, critical failure completely. Keep in mind, the scene is he's in a classroom full of kids. One of his daughters is in the classroom. He's like, okay, I'm just gonna give like the best school education to a bunch of kindergartners I can, right? I rolled a failure. It's like his first words that came out of his mouth was, so the first lesson you kids need to learn is don't get fucked. All right, just write that down. Just write that down the board. Don't get fucked. Now I know what you're all thinking, but Mr. What's his face? Isn't that a bit too extreme for us? No, it is not. You wanna know why? Because I've been learning about dead bodies and crime and drugs at the age of 4. Okay? And I'm turning out fine. I'm actually getting married and all that. So
What makes you say
congratulations.
who says that you guys can't have a good future too from a horrible background? Lesson number 2, and this is kind of important because it feeds into lesson number 1. Don't allow some fucking alien bitch to ruin your life. All right, that feeds into rule number 1 is don't get fucked. And because if you follow rule number 2, rule number 1 is reinforced. Therefore, it's a cycle. So yeah, you dice.
Well, don't let them space chicks ruin your life.
don't do it.
No, but I mean, it's a fun little thing to do to get the creative juices flowing. But yeah, I wouldn't rely on dice to build a narrative. I could see you doing that for character generation or generating a few things you might want in the story. You might go, hey, let's have some fun and roll up an obstacle or something. But yeah, as far as narrative, I don't see that working too well.
Yeah, but it was hilarious.
Could be wrong, but
it was genuinely hilarious to me. Just imagining a dude, an adult, mind you, just getting so nervous and so like out there. It's like, yeah, so I'm just gonna start swearing and saying these really horrible things to these kindergartners.
Yeah. Well, if you do it in kindergarten, make sure Arnold Schwarzenegger isn't their teacher, or he'll teach you a lesson. He'll do more than wash your mouth out with soap. Guilty Gear says Stormcrow's getting married. Woo! So, Rita, what have you been working on lately?
He's lost in his game.
Trying to not have higher blood pressure over the Steelers offense.
Yeah.
But aside from that, we talked earlier, posted a new edition of Retracing History last week. I think this is going to be the week, though, I go dark, thanks to college. I said a few weeks ago, got a few more videos in. Yeah, I ain't escaping this week. But
you're going blackface dark or just shadow dark?
I'm going Daz Boot dark.
Ooh.
Silent running.
What year are you in?
Year? That's a hard question for me to answer because college has come and go thanks to the pandemic. So I take the classes as they come. I'm not in like proper years. I take them when they allow me to. When I say they, I mean the federal government and their wonderful giving money to the poor thing where I kid you not, the more classes I would take, the less funding I'd be allowed to have. They want me to take less classes. It's like they don't want me to graduate. It's like they want me to be stuck in their system.
You're talking to somebody who's still paying off their student loans and I work at Walmart. I mean, shit.
You already rat yourself out. Don't worry. I won't rat you out to the Gestapo.
She works at Ames. Bargains by the bagful.
I thought you'd seen her.
Does anybody remember that store, or is that just a New England thing?
No, there used to be a big one down about a 40 half-hour drive from me. Big one. It's now been converted into a Royal King. It's basically a hardware store.
Yeah. But I mean, Ames was really cool. It was like if you go to Walmart and find all the cool stuff and just cut away all the boring stuff, you have Ames. kind of like if you go to Sears and cut away all the cool stuff, you have Macy's.
Man, is Ames dead? I wish I could have gone there.
No, I believe somebody bought the rights to it recently and we're trying to plan to like reboot it. I'm not even joking this.
What's that, Toys R Us?
Oh, Ames.
Oh, really?
By the
way, Maji, there's a little bit of, if I'm correct, there is a little bit of trivia surrounding Ames that you might find interesting. One of the voices in the commercials there in the, I think it was early 90s when they were still kind of a big deal before they all disappeared. They used to have Gladys the bargain hunter, and then one day they had this other voice come on who was he said, and I think he said, and I'm Vince, the bargain announcer, and I'm like, that voice sounds so familiar. I think it was it Vince or Vic Caroli, the narrator from Transformers,
That makes sense.
if
Oh,
I'm remembering this correctly.
I'd like to correct myself. There was a thing earlier this year with Ames.com coming back online, things like that. Apparently, no, that went nowhere, which is what we all expected. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
Like there's a
Blockbuster.
there is
That was Sonnet's last job.
huh.
The last
You know,
place he
there
worked
is
was- he
still
was a
one
manager at
Blockbuster.
Video.
There is still one Blockbuster left. They're hanging on to dear life. In fact, the only thing keeping them alive right now is nostalgia.
The novelty.
Yeah, because it's this less novelty, it is partially nostalgia, but it's more. It was a piece of our culture for so long. We want to keep something around of it. You know, it's more of a memorial than a store.
Do you guys think it might come back one day?
No.
It's not impossible, but I don't see it as likely.
If there's any store that has a chance of coming back, it would be Hastings. But the whole reason why they went under is because they relied too much of their income on movie rentals instead of selling the nerd stuff and the book stuff.
Now, I've been told, I do not know if it's true, that Blockbuster actually kind of screwed up. They had the opportunity. Somebody went to them and said, hey, here's this kiosk where you can rent the movie. People can come rent the movies from that. They turned it down, and now it is known as Redbox.
Yep, that is exactly what happened. They actually had the opportunity to buy the rights to Redbox.
Yeah. Now, however,
and Netflix too.
Things are really shaky right now. So if there's a big shakeup in how we consume media again, that one little Blockbuster store might capitalize on something, and Blockbuster could expand and become a big thing again. I'm not saying anything's projected to happen in that way. I'm just saying it's a possibility with how much is in flux.
I'm
weirder things have happened.
Seeing more and more normies buying physical media again.
That I am glad for. You know, there's one channel I go and check out sometimes. I'm trying to remember how it's pronounced. Is Rurunki something? I don't know. He's a smaller channel, but he just pretty much sits there and video catalogs his manga collections, his VCR collections, his old. I mean, he just has all this physical media of comics, movies, books. I mean, it's amazing. And I've commented on there before. I'm like, you are preserving so much culture. I'm glad to see someone still keeping physical media. I mean, he just has shelves of it. You know, it's hopefully this is going to become a bigger deal again, because it's so easy to go download something, but you don't really own it. And we've all seen it retroactively altered.
But the trick is people have to start producing the physical media, not just saying, oh, collect it. Well, every major outlet they're forcing you to go to streaming. They're shutting down production of physical media, the big stuff. So that's one of the key things with the indie market. We have to find means to produce physical media, because people will buy it. People will buy it.
Yes. And now for us that are doing prose-based stories, I mean, yeah, we have Amazon, we have KDP, Barnes & Noble Press, Ingram Spark. But, I mean, we've seen what's happened. I mean, look what Unity did. Look at some of the censorship that's happened on the crowdfunding because of political bias. And, you know, we have to be honest. These publishing platforms that we use their services, they might one day want to flip us the bird. What do we do in those cases? When are indies going to start? When are we going to be able to reach the point where we could start our own printing press, because we can't trust the establishment anymore to print our books?
I wish that people had the money to start their own printing press, but that requires somebody big to step forward.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a press for a newspaper before, and holy crap, I had no idea how big they could truly be. I felt like an ant walking around in that thing. It was like, and that's just for newspapers. Imagine if you're like doing bound copies and books and all that. How big are these facilities where they're just printing off books to order? And someday I think as the indies grow, we're gonna start doing it. We're gonna have our own presses. I mean, not everybody, but some. Guilty Gearhead says Ripiverse. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he's the first indie to go do that. But or be
As of right
involved in something
now,
like that.
he's still using a printing company.
Yeah. And I mean that is kind of standard practice. We all use a different printing service. The newspaper I worked for, even though we had our own press, we farmed it out to another company. They printed it up and shipped it to us. Now they put together the paper they want to print, send the file over them. They printed it up and trucked it down, and then I got a load of that I had to go set up for the motor route drivers. Then I got to drive around filling in the those vending boxes, where you drop 50 cents in, open it up. You're only supposed to take one, but you grab 3 for everybody at work. Those things. However,
Those still
those were the
exist?
best customers I ever had. Not one of them ever complained to me.
Wrangler, gentlemen and woman, I I have to say this. I am very tired, and tomorrow I work 7 to 4 again. So I want to take the time and the opportunity to say thank you for having me on. I'm sorry if in the beginning I was more energetic, but for now the day has caught up to me. You know, I'm
Yeah,
I'm
it is
sad.
getting late.
I'm sad Mr. Mindflayer couldn't join us. I really wanted the man to meet you all.
Well, we could try it again next week. Hopefully, I'll send him a link again next week. Hopefully, he can hop on.
Yeah, I really undersold his idea. Out of if you guys were to take anything from me tonight, go at least check out what he wants to do. Check out Anomalous. You know what? Yeah, that's my point block. Everyone, go take the time to check out the Anomalous podcast on Google. He has a couple of episodes out already. And
Anomalous.
Anomalous, yes.
This isn't on YouTube, or is
No.
it? ANOMAL. The
Hmm?
OUS, or how is he spelled? I'm trying to type it in and look it up.
Oh, hold on. ANO
Yeah.
MO
Mm-hmm.
LOUS podcast.
Oh, it's on Apple.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on.
Or is that me?
Ah, there we go. I was having trouble connecting for a second. Is this the right one, Crow?
No, that's not. No. Uh, Go back if you can and just put Mr. Mindflayer first. Oh, wait, hold up. Yep, right there, down there, where it says Eric Lindquist. That's the guy.
This one.
Yep. Yep.
This
There it
this
is.
is Mr. Mindflayer's podcast.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm dropping the link in the chat.
Thank you. And yeah, like I said, good night, Maji. Good night, Readout. Hope you guys have a good night. And thank you again, Mr. Wrangler.
Oh, no problem.
I need to sleep.
See
All right,
ya.
you have a good night, Crow.
You guys too.
Crow his energy must have been zapped by them darn Jewish space lasers.
Anomalous by Eric Lindquist and Taylor Russell. Welcome to Anomalous, where we look at events and circumstances in a world that doesn't always make sense. Oh, yeah, and it certainly doesn't make sense much anymore. And we are at the 2-hour mark now, so I guess we could wrap this up. So, who wants to start off with this long list of parting plugs tonight?
Might as well do readout. Get him out of here so you can go watch his game.
So first and foremost, we must shill to buy the book. You must buy the book. What book?
Buy the book. Buy the book. Buy
A
the
book
book.
from Herman
Which
Hunter.
book?
Yeah, all the books, all of them.
All the books.
All the books. So we covered that. His brainwashing has succeeded. Moving forward onto what I have to do. Well, I'm going to drop a link here over to the private chat. And if you can share that, possibly even pop it up on the screen. We did a special edition of Uncut History last Tuesday. It was supposed to go on at 8. We had some miscommunication. We went on at 9, and I shout out a project I'm very passionate about. It is a new memorial to the victims of the War on Terror, or at least American servicemen and women that served in the War on Terror, and it is going to be installed across the street from the Flight 93 National Memorial. I'm very devoted to this project because it is in my own backyard, and we got to sit down with the president of the Patriot Park Foundation, the president of this memorial project. So be sure to check out this special edition of Uncut History and learn a bit about this new memorial going up. And if you want to live, explore, and preserve history, subscribe to Readout Productions. And if you want to listen to me talk about pop culture, which actually it's been a while. I really haven't updated the podcast in a while.
Yeah, I've noticed it's been a little while there.
I got the stuff set, it's in the editing phases, but I have no time. But we'll get there eventually. You can go to the Heterochromedia podcast, and if you don't want to listen to me talk about pop culture, look, you got me, you got Maji, you got Otter, and you got Amagwai holding us all hostage to read My Immortal on there, so no reason you shouldn't go over.
That was hell.
I've missed him tonight, though.
Yeah, it's not the same without him.
Yeah, it's like he doesn't talk much, but when he does, it's you notice it, and then when it's not there, something's wrong.
Kapla.
Yeah. Except for when he says it, you swear he's swearing at you.
It's because he says it like a Klingon. Well, maybe not like a Klingon. He says it like Billy Bob Sack. Only Billy Bob Sack can say it that way.
That is true.
Maji, shill time.
Well, check out IronAge.media. Richard's always got some new prompts, new things going on there. Not affiliated, but I don't care. He's announced Anvil 2 is on its way to the printers, I think this week or next week. And he's already got submissions for Anvil 3. I think the deadline's already happened for those. But keep a lookout.
Things are moving.
He's moving, yeah. But yeah, just check out IronAge.media. Also, you could always check out Drink with Crazy, but I think everybody here is from a Drink with Crazy, so. But yeah, if you don't know Drink with Crazy,
crazies.
Yeah, you don't know Drink with Crazy. Read Maji's book. My book's not ready yet. It's still in beta, and then I gotta go through the revision after beta, and then figure it out if it's going in the anthology or if I need to do a solo publish and how to publish and should it be published or PDF file. I don't know how we're gonna do that. Anyway.
Yeah, well, I don't either. That's still up in the air. We'll cross that bridge when we're all done with it, and we got a few veterans in there who can help us sort it out. So, in that
group. I'm kind of waiting to see between Black Knight, Kahuna, Trippy, Snow, and Daniel P. Riley. I'm kind of curious to see if they'll even think it's worth going through the extra efforts in that. But I mean, I'm actually shocked. This whole thing started out as a meme, and I've got some pretty impressive people just looking at it, which I am more than humbled. Don't get me wrong. This is beyond more than what I would ever expect from a fanfic gone wrong. But
No. This started out as a joke and then it went very right.
literally, the description of the book is how a insult became a legend.
Pretty much.
But we'll see. Like I said, I won't know until I know what the readers think. And even then, it sounds like most of the people who would even bother to read this is already reading it. So
you'd be surprised what could take off unexpectedly. And also, speaking of taking off unexpectedly, my book should eventually do that too, right? Check out my book, Haley Starbad Kitty. It's a lot of fun. If you enjoyed this presentation, hit the like, and if you didn't, I do appreciate you stopping by. We'll see you next time, and God bless. There's the button. All right.
That one, the big red one. Not the other red one, the big red one.
I pushed the button. I let it go down the hole.
Jewish space lasers.
What? Did you think I was going to skip that tonight? Good night, everybody.